There was one more thing we wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a draft of the antithesis of what we've done before, which was the best parts about childhood. Today we want to talk about the worst parts about childhood. Matt, you were very excited for this draft, so I want to give you the first pick of
well, first off, I don't want the first pick, and I'm not going to take it. Second off, I do have some ground rules to lay. I was upset at myself for not immediately thinking of this when we did our best parts of childhood draft. My brother brought it up to me, so shout out, brother. I do have a couple of ground rules.
Okay.
So there is a limit on how vague we can be. I think that is what can kind of kill this. And I would say there are two things that we cannot vaguely state as negatives of childhood. We have to be more specific. Number one is you can't say school. It's got to be something specifically about school. School is bad, but that's like saying worst parts of being an adult, work, right, but like what specifically? And then I would say like freedom in general. Obviously, you have more freedom to do whatever you want when you're an adult that you don't as a kid, but specifically. Outside of that, I mean, I guess maybe some of mine are vague, but none of them are as vague as those two.
Can I have the first pick if you don't want it?
Absolutely.
Cool. Can I start?
Yep.
Worst part of childhood easily being in trouble with your parents.
Ooh,
especially if it's delayed. Like you've done something wrong, you have a bad test, you're in the principal's office, they don't know yet, and you're like waiting for them to find out. Like you got sent to the principal's office early in the day, the entire rest of the day before you go home. That like period of time has got to be the worst part about being a kid.
Yeah, I completely agree, especially when it's early in the day and you got to wait around. I think I was appreciating that has not happened to me in some time. I haven't gotten in trouble with mom and dad. I don't remember the last time that I really got in trouble with my parents. I mean, it's obvious.
My mom yelled at me when I tore my ACL.
That's not your fault.
You got a crazy life. That's all I mean.
Definitely senior year of high school. There were so many snow days, and we had iPads, and that was the first year that we still had like basically a normal school day during like snow days, but all the assignments that got assigned on those days I just did not do. So like there was a point where I had like 23 missing assignments my senior year. I was not paying attention, and I was in trouble a lot for that. That was probably the last time I was in big trouble with my parents.
Homework is brutal too. It would have been a very worthy high pick. The only time I really not the only time I remember, but like the one that comes to top of mind is I like faked being sick when I was like 9, and then my brother did too, which was, or maybe I did after he did, and then we were like wrestling or something. Okay, you guys might not be that sick. It's like, yeah, maybe not. Maybe that's the time that comes to mind. But being in trouble with the parents is pretty bad and pretty unique. I think that's a solid pick.
Yeah. Matt, do you want the second pick?
I want the third pick. I want the turn.
He wants the turn. Okay, then with the second overall pick, I will take being forced to eat foods that you don't like.
I like this.
Right? Now, mostly for me, it was like vegetables. Because no kids like vegetables. It's like, oh, you can't leave the dinner table until you've eaten all of your vegetables. But I think that was like being able to eat whatever I want. I just love that because I do eat whatever I want now.
I do like eating whatever I want now. I just don't feel like when I was a kid that I grew up choking down very much broccoli. I didn't love broccoli when I was a kid, but my mom was pretty locked in.
I used to have to like mix it into things. Like I was fighting.
And we hate mixed into things. Into things.
I hated it like on its own, and I was like trying to find ways to mask it. So I'd like mix it into like the rice-a-roni or into my chicken, and like I would just like hide it in places.
And that probably made it worse for you.
Maybe a little bit. There was like
Yeah, maybe that did make it worse, right? No, it did.
Maybe I should have just eaten it.
At least
No,
pure
it was
broccoli
gross.
is pure broccoli. Now it's a treasure in something else, and you ruined.
No, but here's the thing. If I ate everything, and part of me thinks this is why my appetite is so big, because I would like eat everything and then I'd realize that there's still broccoli on my plate. And so I'd get more food just to like scarf down the broccoli.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad to not want to
bad.
eat something. And then of course, like parents have cooked this whole dinner and they expect you to eat it and you don't want to.
Yes.
And then they feel like, you know, they've been slighted
You don't
in some way. But
appreciate it. Yes.
you just don't like the food and they can't accept it. It's a whole back and forth. Yeah, it stinks for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Okay. My first pick, I think about this regularly and how I'm glad that it's just not in my life anymore when you had to give presentations in school. Couldn't stand it at all. I would be dreading it all week. It's like worse than the getting in trouble, especially because somehow every presentation was in French class. Well, I don't know French. I'm not learning it currently. So randomly, you just like go bomb French in front of people who are going to judge you. It's like, that sucks.
I loved giving presentations in class. That was
I
like my
also liked
favorite
giving
type of assignment. I treated that like,
I used to
Like-
ask like, oh, how creative can I get with my presentation? And like I would have like video assisting in my present. Like I would go to town on my presentation.
yeah, I treated that like a comedy routine. Like you could put jokes in there, you could make the class laugh. I gave one presentation on why Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT. Like I feel like all we do now is give presentations to the
It's
class.
different.
Like I feel like TikTok and podcasts is like professional giving presentations to the class.
It's different. If there was like, I don't know. Okay, well, imagine instead of like people who are choosing to listen, it's people who really don't want to listen. And then imagine they were like in my living room with me right now on the other side. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad. I mean, I'm older now. I'm like less insecure about anything like that, I guess.
Sure.
But I don't like public speaking. And I used to always be like, I'm going to have to practice saying this exactly because I don't actually know how to do it at all. Because I guess
Yeah.
I'm just stupid. And with my second pick on the turn, I'm going to take being stupid for sure.
That's a great pick. No, that is a fantastic pick. That would have been my next pick, is being stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe you could argue that's too vague. So I tried to pick a really specific one first to kind of balance that out. But ultimately,
Sure.
really the worst part about being a kid is like you have no perspective on anything. Everything is such a big deal. You're wasting so much time. You know, you're struggling with homework. Well, I mean, I did okay in school, but it's like you have to try on homework that's really easy and you're like a bad decision maker and all that type of stuff. That's the worst part about being a kid. And when you imagine yourself like going back and repeating, like what would happen if we were in middle school right now? What happened if you were in high school right now? The big thing is like you just wouldn't be so dumb, so it'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
That would be the thing. Like it would, or not even that it would be fine, but it would be like completely different.
It would
Because
be-
we've talked
yeah.
about that before when it came up on like a blind draft or whatever. So being stupid, being just like a twerp, you know, it's inherent to being a kid. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I Googled this, obviously, and there's a Reddit post from 4 years ago, and almost all of them are like, your feelings don't matter. No one listens to you. You have no rights. And I'm like, you guys got
Worst parts of
really-
being a kid, you have no
Yes.
rights.
I'm like,
Yeah,
you guys got
I mean-
so deep with that, like immediately.
Well, the issue is that 14-year-olds are answering that. Respectfully, respect to all 14-year-olds listening to this
Holy
podcast.
shit! No, you're right.
But like
oh my
the
God,
issue is like having no rights. It's like now you look back and you're like, it sucks you can't drive, but like, right. I'm not sharing the road with a 13-year-old. Respect to all 13-year-olds listening to this podcast.
But I will say that is my next pick, is not being able to drive. I love
yeah.
driving. But I want to make it clear. I don't like driving long distances. I like driving fast. And No one would
I
ever
like
let
driving
me.
a really short distance extremely quickly.
No one would ever let me get in. Like, I could not have gone to a racetrack and rented a Lamborghini and like driven 3 laps in that. They would have said no. Right?
You're a kid, yeah. They would have said
No, you're 9. Yeah, probably. And I
But now I can just I could just go do that, you know, and that would be a lot of fun, right? Or like even go-kart racing, like being
probably got
as a
able,
kid.
when you're a kid.
not really, not in the same way, you know.
Not with Lamborghinis, that's for sure.
Well, no, you can't get
Yep.
into like they don't let you into the faster go-kart.
No go-karts. Worst.
They don't let you into the faster go-kart.
Man, like this is another classic where it's like you pick driving, but it's the driving itself and not like the ability to go wherever you want. That is the crux of the argument.
It is literally I like seeing, I want my RPMs to fly. I want to go 100 miles per hour. People in my band have just started realizing this because I've like driven them places now, and they're like, dude, I thought I drove fast. Why do you drive so fast? I'm like, because
it's a bad idea. That is a bad idea.
It is a bad idea.
You shouldn't be driving around fast everywhere. You're gonna crash and hit somebody else.
Yeah, you are gonna crash.
I'm not gonna crash. I'm very aware. I'm paying very close attention.
Okay, well now there's a podcast clip that if you do, it's like, well,
Yeah.
Now it's over.
I just don't want it to be like 2029. You're driving 90 miles per hour on like a 45 or some shit.
Oh,
for no
I don't
reason.
do that.
And then there's a
I don't do
podcast
that.
clip. And there's a podcast clip of us being like, "It's hilarious that you drive that fast, man. That's awesome." It's not.
No, I do not drive 90 in a 45.
Miles Garrett doing that.
If I am in like a 40 or a 45, I'm going 45 or 50.
Okay,
But
so
if
what situation are you driving fast? Yeah.
If I'm on the highway. If I'm on the highway and I have open lane access to drive 90 miles an hour, I will. Right. But I'm not someone who's like cutting up in traffic. I'm not doing
90 miles an hour.
I will drive 90. I will drive 90 in a 65. I will. Absolutely. But I've also got eyes. I'm watching all of my mirrors at all times. I've got eyes 2 miles down the road. Like
I told the story that you watched a Browns game on the way home from a haircut.
That is true.
That wasn't even a Browns game. No, it wasn't even a Browns. It was like Falcons Cardinals or something, that like a totally meaningless game in like the grand scheme.
Okay.
Anyway, I could not have
enjoy the Stay Hot podcast while it lasts, people.
Theo, what's your next pick?
Being dripless, I'd say. Like bad haircuts, bad clothes. Like every old picture of me as a kid, I've got horrific bangs. My teeth are all snaggled. I'm wearing like Crocs and high rolled socks and like an extremely shitty t-shirt. Like I don't look good in a single picture as a kid. I'm squirming. I don't want to stand still for the cameras. Like, I was not a photogenic child at all. I looked weird. I was a weird looking kid. And I would say being dripless is my pick here.
I agree. That's a great pick.
And I guess I got the turn.
I feel you on that one. That is kind of a little sad. Would like be like a little squirmy freak. I don't like, but squirmy freak would be pretty high for me too. So you can't hate.
But last time I was in Wisconsin, my grandpa told me a story of him getting sent home when he was a kid in like 1940 or whatever, 1950. And it was nap time and he started like squirming on the ground like a caterpillar on his like bed sheet. He was like inching and the teacher just made him go home. He was in kindergarten, so he had to walk like down the train tracks home. And of course, he didn't want to get home early because, of course, number one on this list is getting in trouble with your parents. So you don't want to show up before you're supposed to show up and to have them ask what happened. So he's like spending hours like just outside as a kindergartner, like dawdling his walk home because he was a squirmy worm during nap time. It was wild times back then. But But I guess on the swing, trouble with parents, being dripless, maybe like being stupid is one thing. That's pretty vague, Matt. Maybe being like loud and annoying is a bad thing about being a kid. Like you're just kind of not funny, really. At least if you're trying to be funny or not funny, you're probably really funny when you're not trying to be funny. But like, I remember when the Packers were in their playoff run, I was 10. I was maybe 11. And I just remember like I was talking too much. My dad had to talk to me. He's like trying to watch with his friends and I'm like yapping. Yeah, because I just don't understand the social cues. That always embarrasses me. Even now, I'm like, damn, I wish I would just like sat and watched that instead of like trying to be the center of attention or whatever it was that I was doing. And I'm sure that that was me in a lot of situations, was just being like, I don't know, like it fits into being stupid, Matt, is just like being going a little bit too far with things and having bits that aren't funny and probably singing songs from YouTube like over and over and over again or whatever.
Dude. That's the best part about being a kid, is singing songs from YouTube.
It doesn't, maybe this one doesn't count because it's not bad in the moment, but
yeah,
it's something when you look back on. Kind of like being dripless is just like being cringe. Your kids could be.
We might have to heal your inner child, bro. This is not sounding.
This is, well, yeah.
No, I agree with everything you said.
Yeah,
Theo, we're putting you in the most dripless outfit of all time, and we're making you stand in a mirror and saying, we're just like, give affirmations like, I am beautiful. Yeah. I am tall. I am happy.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I guess, yeah, this is kind of going into insecurities. Maybe I should pick like missing the bus or whatever. But it's not as bad as these things. And Matt, you said being stupid, so I'm.
That's fair. I mean, I'm not.
Anyway, take my mic away because now I'm relapsing.
Let's see. I've got a couple of things that I'm thinking about here, but I think the worst one for me is getting sick, because I used to get sick all the time as a kid. Like I would, and I guess like you get sick more often as a kid because you don't have an immune system. And maybe that's, it is just like not having an immune system. But like, I used to just get sick all the time, and I just don't get sick like ever anymore. So maybe that was the best part about being a kid, is because now I don't get sick for like the next 70 years. But getting sick all the time, that sucked. And I don't miss it.
I get sick all the time now, so that one does nothing for me. I get sick an insane amount. So
I guess that's fair.
But I agree, getting sick is tough. So
I definitely got sick more as a kid, I think, or felt like a tummy ache more as a kid. And I also got hurt more as a kid, for sure, which was probably the result of doing fun things. But like the end result is like getting hurt and crying.
I've gotten hurt more as an adult than I did as a kid.
That's great.
I mean, I guess that's not entirely true. I broke my collarbone at 17, not 18, but still.
17's pushing it as kid, but.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're playing tackle football in high school, that's not like totally being a kid.
Right. I don't think it counts. So, Matt, you've got your last pick here.
Well, I am worried that being stupid was too vague. And my other big option was being little, which maybe also is too vague.
I think little is a lot more material.
That's one that I was thinking
stupid.
About too. Is like being small. I don't like.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what then. Why don't we change being stupid to more like having poor perspective on how much your problems matter. Not that like they totally don't matter, and like it's fair, because like at the
overreacting or
overreacting to everything. Yeah, that's sort of that lack of perspective. I think sort of fits into it and whatnot. But at the same time, you can't really blame a kid for that, right? So,
Oh yeah, that's why it's inherent.
but it would be nice to know it now. That's really what would be different if you went back. You'd realize none of this matters at all. And then being little, I mean, I guess you guys didn't have older brothers, so this wasn't like a high stakes thing for you.
Not at all.
Where if you weren't as big as him, well, I had cousins and they were always stronger than me for a lot of, so I get it a little bit.
I was friends with a lot of older kids in the neighborhood, which made me a liability playing football. But being little is not something I look back and think of as being like, oh, bad. I
like being big now, and I would hate to be little again. That would be very tough.
I agree.
So I would say being little, I'll say we're only doing 3 picks. The other things that I would put very highly, bedtime would be tough, and asking to go to the bathroom would be tough. Those are 2 really brutal ones. Actually, it's so annoying to ask to go to the bathroom, really.
That is annoying. Can I actually change my last pick from getting sick to having to ask to like buy something?
Sure. With your money, or like asking your parents to buy you something?
Like asking my parents to buy something. Or even like asking them, like I might have money, but I don't have a credit card. So if I wanted to order something online, I had to give them money and be like, could you order this for me, please?
And then it's up to their judgment if you actually get it or not.
Yeah.
Do you think, I don't know if that's a better or worse pick, but
I think it's,
maybe I'll just throw it on as an honorable mention. I'll just throw it on as the honorable mention.
I think it's a better pick. But that's because I probably get about as sick now as I did when I was a kid. So, but I know you're right that like.
But if you had money as a kid, that would be worse.
That's true.
If you had,
there'd be a limit on how much money you could have as like a kid before it would do you no good.
Because if you had a bunch of money as a kid, you'd look back and you'd say, wasting money. I had so much money as a kid and I spent it all on snacks, which maybe you do as an adult. Like now that I think about that,
oh my God, no.
That takes a lot of my budget now.
No cash. No cash should have been the 101, man. You have no motion. You can't make any plays at all.
But no one has cash.
That's true. But still.
No cash might be goated, actually. No cash might be a good thing.
Depends.
You have to find other ways to, you're like bartering and trading.
It really depends if mom and dad have you covered, to be honest with you.